All right, so I'm almost ready to try this compost spreader that I made myself. I'm not really sure if it's gonna work, but I'm hoping that it does because it's going to save me a lot of time.
When you need a tool and can't just buy it, you build it yourself, eh? So I decided to make my own compost spreader using lumber I milled right here on the farm. From the very logs I dragged out of the bush last winter, eh? We are building an off-grid farm from the ground up in British Columbia, Canada. Out here in our farm, progress doesn't come easy, eh?
Welcome to the farm, eh? My name is Edgar, and this is my YouTube channel.
Muddy off-grid, eh?
Muddy Off Grid, eh? YouTube channel videos are for entertainment purposes only. If you engage in any of the activities shown in the Muddy Off Grid, eh? videos, do so at your own risk. Consult an expert before operating any tools, machinery, etc. shown in the videos.
All right, let's get to work, eh? This is the compost spreader I have been planning for a while. 7 feet long and 32 inches wide. Built completely out of lumber I milled right here on the farm. Every board came off the mill last season. Still carrying that smell of fresh pine and hard work, eh? I keep checking my measurements, making sure the sides are square. No store-bought kit here, just rough lumber. A few tools and plenty of patience. I mark each cut by eye, double check my lines. I'm using galvanized nails 3 inches long. Out here, moisture and weather will test every joint. So these galvanized nails are worth their weight in gold. And I start shaping the frame of the compost spreader, eh? Each swing of the hammer drives the project a little closer to life. The rhythm of the real farm work. One nail at a time, eh? The spreader box is wide enough to hold a good load of compost, but still light enough to move around with the backhoe or tractor. And the boards sit flush. This compost spreader is not fancy. It's practical, built to do one thing well. Spread that black gold evenly across the garlic beds, eh? There's something satisfying about building your own tools from the ground up. This lumber started as logs I dragged out of the bush last winter. Now it's turning into a machine that will help feed next season's garlic crop. That's the beauty of off-grid living, turning raw materials into something useful. One project at a time, eh? Alright, let's keep building. There's still a few boards left before this thing is ready to spread some compost, eh? And if you'd like to support the channel even more, you can join the Muddy Crew, eh? With membership. You'll get badges, emojis, and you'll be part of the journey, eh?
So this piece here is going to set the depth of whatever material I'm spreading. I'm planning to spread compost and wood chips. So when I'm spreading compost, I usually spread it about 3 inches thick. So adding this piece here is going to leave 3 inches of compost, and then I take it off. Then I can spread wood chips on top of the compost, and that will give me 3 inches of wood chips. So I'm using screws so I can take this piece out whenever I need to. Okay, so let's see if this works out, eh? It's supposed to work just like this. I'm not sure what I'm gonna use to pull it. I'll try the backhoe first. If the backhoe doesn't work, then I'll use the tractor. If the tractor doesn't work, then I don't know what else I would use. Let's go and give it a try. I hope it works, eh? I really hope it works. All right, so I'm almost ready to try this compost spreader that I made myself. I'm not really sure if it's gonna work, but I'm hoping that it does because it's going to save me a lot of time. Now, the idea here is I'll put some compost soil in here. I'll bring a scoop with the backhoe. I'll dump it in here, and then I'll drag this along the rows with the backhoe or the tractor. I'm not sure which one is gonna work the best. The idea is when I drag this compost spreader with the soil in here, with the compost soil inside of it, as I drag it along the rows, it's supposed to leave a nice 3 inches thick compost soil on the rows. And then I'll plant my garlic cloves, and then I'll use this compost spreader to spread the wood chips too. I really hope it works because, again, this will save me a lot of time. Or maybe I just wasted a lot of time making it. I hope that's not the case. But here, you never know, right? It is what it is. So let's go and get the backhoe. Well, the backhoe with some compost soil too, eh? All right. All right, a moment of truth, eh? Okay, so I'm really happy. It is working out. The compost soil spreader is working. So I'm really happy about it. It's leaving about 3 inches, maybe a bit more than 3 inches, because it seems to need some weight on the back. But also, I'm having a hard time pulling it straight with the backhoe. It's a little bit kind of going everywhere. I'm going to try the tractor because I think with the tractor, I'll be able to pull it straight, more stable. But I still think I need some weight on the back. So, but for now, it's working for me. I'll think about what kind of heavy thing I can put on the back. I'm thinking a bag of sand or something. Yeah, something heavy. I don't know. Maybe cinder blocks, but then they fall off. Maybe, I don't know. It is so nice when things work out because this is going to save me a lot of time. Now, this area right here, like you can see, it's ready for me to plant my cloves. I just take them to the ground, measure them, make sure that they are spaced really well. This is how it's supposed to be, right? But no, it's not always like this. Sometimes, a lot of times, things don't work out this well. So that's why I'm so happy, right? Let's see how long my happiness lasts. So now I'm gonna bring the tractor. Yeah, I'll keep bringing more compost and see how much I can spread this time. I hope I can do this whole patch, and then after I spread the whole compost on this patch, I'll plant the garlic cloves. After I plant the garlic cloves, I have to spread the wood chips. I'll use the compost spreader to spread the wood chips. So it has two names, compost spreader and wood chip spreader. Then I'll get this garlic field ready. And after that, I'll keep working on the other patch, on the other garlic field that I'm clearing right now. And yeah, we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, eh? All right, I got something heavy. I filled up this burlap sack with some pit run with gravel, so it's quite heavy. Now let's get the tractor, eh? I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible. I think that would be the best way to do it. So the spreader doesn't have too much room to move to the side. Let's give it a try. There's a little bit of compost in there, and I already have some compost in the bucket, so I'm gonna try to pull the spreader now to see what happened to this compost now that I have the weight in here.
If you would like to buy me a coffee so I can work faster, you can hit the super thank button right below the video. Keeps the diesel flowing and the garlic growing, eh?
This is too heavy. It's actually scraping down to where the soil was before. So maybe take some of the gravel out of the sack, make it a little bit lighter. All right, let's start again. Let's dump the compost that I have in the bucket and try again with the tractor. All right, let's try with the tractor again. Okay, I think I'm gonna need more weight. It's kind of sliding down to the side, so I think I'm going to need some weight on here, but the sack that I have right now is too heavy, so I'm gonna take half of it out, half of the gravel out, and then try it again. I'm just doing this so I can move the frame or the spreader that way, just like that. Then I'll put the weight on. All right, let's give it a try again. Can't really see what's happening, but seems to be working. Okay, so let's try it with less weight. I still think I need some weight to keep the spreader on the track so it doesn't slide to the side. But I guess I don't need too much weight. Yeah, that might be too light now. Okay, so let's give it a try. Now I put the weight on the front. I'm gonna try that because that way that the whole frame kind of lifts up. Okay, so let's give it a try now with the tractor. I put the weight on the front this time. Not sure if that's gonna make any difference, but let's give it a try. All right, that seems to be working a lot better. Making everything kind of level. It's making everything level. And it's letting some of the compost go in there in the low area. Perfect, eh? Now with the weight on the front, the frame is not sliding to the side. It's going straight right on top of the row. So I'm very happy about that. So yeah, I'm gonna move that frame a little bit back over here to around this area, and then add a little bit more compost from there up. So it's kind of leveling everything and then letting some compost going in the low areas. So that's perfect. So hopefully it'll keep working like that. Okay, I decided to change this board. This is what I added here to adjust the depth or the thickness of the compost. And I think this piece is too wide. So I'm gonna change it with this one that is shorter, thinner. And let's see if it works better. All right, let's go and get some more compost. It's not working 100% perfectly, but it is working more than good enough for me anyway. Before we used to bring the compost with the backhoe, just the way that I'm doing it right now. But then we had a frame here, a wooden frame, and then we would dump the compost in that frame, inside the frame, and then rake it by hand. We move the frame and then we repeat the same thing, but that actually took a long time. Now with this spreader, I can do the whole thing myself in a few hours. So that's, before it used to take us a long time. I can't even remember it, probably the whole day. So now this is going to be a lot faster, a lot easier too. So I'm really happy about that. So then what you see on the side here, after I put the clothes in the ground, in the middle of the row, then I take the shovel and bring all the compost on the side and try to keep it all in the row. Then I put the wood chips on top. This year I'm putting a lot more wood chips, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully the spreader will help me with the wood chips too. Yeah, I'm very happy. So that seems to work a lot better. Just pour in a little bit of compost, like halfway. Really happy how things are turning out. The spreader is working a lot better now that I put the weight on the front. And if I just put a little bit of compost or half of what I was dumping in it, then it seems to work better. So I will keep going like that. It seems to want to slide to the side a little bit, but hey, that's way better than before, way faster. So I'll take that. I'll just keep pushing it myself. So let's go and do the other row. And then I'll work on the other row that I never finished before. I never dig out the trench. So I'm going to get that row ready for this year. Oh. Well, I am very proud of my compost spreader, eh? It's working fantastic. Oh my goodness. You can say that I am officially a farmer, eh?
And if you'd like to support the channel even more, you can join the Muddy Crew with membership. You'll get badges, emojis, and you'll be part of the journey, eh?